Right now, police are looking for the person who shot and killed a man in the parking lot of an apartment complex in Aurora. This happened around 8:20 yesterday morning near Exposition in Quebec at the Park Place at Expo Apartments. Aurora police say the man shot was taken to the hospital where he sadly later died. Police don't have any information about the person who shot him, and they are asking anyone who saw something to call Crime Stoppers. We do have that number listed there at the bottom of your screen.
We do have sad news this morning. The 16-year-old boy shot outside of East High School more than 2 weeks ago has died. Police say he was in a car just outside the school when he was shot. Now, News reporter Brianna Fernandez is following this story. And Brianna, this is just heartbreaking for this family and really the community.
The family is heartbroken. We know Luis Garcia was taken to the hospital in critical condition back on February 13th. He fought for his life for 17 days, and yesterday his family confirmed Garcia died from his injuries. He was surrounded by friends and family during his final moments, and we spoke to his brother just hours later. His brother says Luis fought as long as he could. Now the Garcia family wants to continue Luis's fight and keep other kids safe. They're calling for changes to East High School, like extra security and school resource officers.
I want them to keep the kids safe and do whatever they need to have security, cops, whatever it is to keep kids safe and, push horrible people away from schools.
The family also tells us that they were supposed to celebrate his birthday later this month, not planning his funeral. And right after the shooting, police say they did arrest 2 suspects and they're facing charges unrelated to the shooting. As for any other charges, those will be up to the Denver District Attorney. Corey?
Just heartbreaking news. Brianna, thanks for the update. For the second week in a row, schools across the state are dealing with hoax calls threatening schools. 5
school districts reported phone calls yesterday morning. Schools in Alamosa, Aspen, Boulder, Brighton, and Summit County got the calls. A week ago, the fake calls went to nearly 20 schools with more than 15,000 students. The Boulder Valley School District says the call they got yesterday was exactly like the one that canceled class a week ago. A person claiming they were outside with a gun, then the sound of gunshots. This time, Boulder High School and Boulder Prep continued classes as police investigated. The FBI is working with local law enforcement to track down who is behind these calls. And it's not just in Colorado. Schools in Kansas and Minnesota also got calls this week. It's not clear yet whether they're all connected.
This morning, the feds are expanding their investigation into kids working in slaughterhouses across the country, including here in Colorado. They want to know if a human smuggling scheme brought migrant children to work for the companies. Last month, the Labor Department fined the company that owns JBS Foods in Greeley for employing 102 kids across 8 states. The initial investigation found 4 kids working in the Greeley plant. Now a source tells NBC News Homeland Security and the Justice Department is investigating if the kids got there through a human trafficking scheme. Many of the children were from Central America. So far, the investigation is focusing on smugglers who may have provided kids with false identities. The companies themselves are not targets of the investigation.
Today, we will have the results of our 9 News poll for Denver mayor. So far, the candidates' biggest issues have been crime, homelessness, and affordable housing. One candidate is trying to add snow plowing to that list as well. Chris Hansen says Denver needs to do better at plowing the roads. Right now, Denver's plow plan is set up to limit diesel emissions from plows and road sand that can worsen our winter brown cloud air pollution. But Hansen has some other ideas.
Well, here's the great news. When you plow right after a storm, you drastically reduce the amount of sand and grit that you need on the roads. That is the biggest cause for additional air pollution because as the cars ride over it, grinds it up, little tiny particles, and then they fly into the air and they unfortunately join the rest of the air pollution. So if we plow in an immediate and responsive way, it actually reduces the amount of need for sand and grit and improves our air quality.
You can watch Kyle Clark's full conversation with Chris Hansen and the other candidates for Denver mayor right now on 9news.com or on the next YouTube channel.